De Bruyne's corner. Haaland! Goal! It's Mo Salah! It's Mo Salah! Absolutely sensational!
I'm alive. It's a Friday deadline. Who loves a Friday deadline? Welcome back for another deadline stream, everyone. We're back. Is anyone still at work? It is 4:30 p.m. in the UK right now. Where is everyone tuned in from? Or is anyone on the commute home? How are we doing? Friday deadline. We've got Gabriel flagged. I've got 5 free transfers, so I've got a couple to spend on this stream. I hope everyone's well. Welcome to another deadline stream. We're back already. Henning says no one loves a Friday deadline. Queller's in Canada, so yeah, still in the day there at work in the States. He says, early finish just for you, Oscar. Appreciate it. You know what's funny? Before I started the YouTube channel, I used to really like the Friday deadlines because I would stick on normally Andy's deadline stream on the commute home. And now look at me. Now I'm doing the deadline stream. What the hell? Welcome to the stream. He says, I love you. Thank you very much, Kevo. We've got Dan in here. We've got Nick, Frame, Austin, British. Bogdan's here, Big J, Doe, Nicholas, Toby, Hydrogen, Kieran, Wes, Fairs, I can't read that name, might get banned, Dominic, Peeps, Steve, FPL Couch, welcome all to the stream. How are we all today? So yeah, 5 free transfers I've got, so I'm going to spend a couple during this stream, that's the plan. I mean, our team doesn't even look that bad. I mean, the Gabriel flag aside, if I was on 1 free transfer, like I'd probably roll and just try and build up some transfers. But I'm on 5, and I've had one of the best game weeks of all time last game week with the bench boost. Obviously, in the end, Vardiel didn't play, but like all in all, last week was excellent. 96 points. It was one of those weeks where a lot went right, but Mukiele was just like the absolute standout with that 17-pointer. Like 17 points. I can't believe that. It's probably the luckiest thing that's going to happen to me all season. Hopefully not, but I don't know. Anyway, I was really happy with that. So that was a massive green arrow because, yeah, last week I was 2.1 million, I think. So that was a big green arrow to 716k. Hopefully I can spend these 5 free transfers well over the next few weeks and keep climbing. What ranks everyone now? How are we all doing rank-wise? Honest ranks. I don't want to hear I'm rank 1 or something like that. Where's everyone at right now? Is everyone... Have you guys struggled at the start of the season compared to past ones, or have you started well? I always seem to start slowly, and you probably hear that a lot. I feel like that's applied to quite a few YouTubers this season, not just myself. But it does feel like a slow start this season. But last week kind of put me back on track. Last season at this, was it this stage? It was about this stage last season. I was like 2 million, and I was like, this is going to be a horrible season. But I ended up, where did I finish? Top 5k last season, despite being like 2 million at this point. So it does show you like it's still a long way to go. So I wouldn't worry at all if you're still, you know, in the couple million ranks. But I mean, Wellstone's 301k. That's really good. 1.1 mil, 87k, very nice. 38k, you're 768th in Spain. Okay, nice. 6k. Usman said, I also had Mukiele come off the bench. Mate, honestly, it's got to be up there as the best auto sub of all time. Best I've ever had, I reckon. I don't remember anything better than 17 points. Obviously, I bench boosted, so I can't really count it as an auto sub, but yeah. Well done to my fellow Mukiele owners. And what's mad as well, like it's looking a bit lucky again this week because, well, not lucky, but like this week Anderson's out, Gabriel's flagged, but there's people out there, and I know this is probably some of you watching. Let us know if this is you, where you've got like 2 defenders out already, and then you've also got Gabriel. Some people have got 3 defenders out on Gabriel. So like if I compare to Alderete, which was pretty 50-50 to be honest with you. Last week, Mukiele gets the 17. Alderete, I think, got 6. And this week, Alderete's out of concussion and Mukiele's available. I mean, let's be honest, he probably gets like 1 point at Stamford Bridge. Maybe he gets DEFCONs, maybe he gets 3 points. But yeah, worst case scenario, if Gabriel doesn't play, it's going to have to be Mukiele because Anderson's also out. Lanky Lame says, yeah, 2 defenders out plus Gabriel. So yeah, a few people asking, Ben asks and Jared asking, what's the transfer plans? So I've really been going back and forth what to do because I've got so many options with 5 free transfers. Like the options are basically unlimited. So Haaland, happy with him. Gyökeres and João Pedro, they've been really frustrating recently, but they don't make sense to sell this week, so they're staying. Bruno and Semenyo, no problem with them, they're staying. And I could do and die to Enzo, and then that keeps me on 5 free transfers. I quite like that. I also looked at Vardiel to Van Dijk, because now Vardiel worries me a bit, because obviously he was benched last game week, so he's not as nailed as I thought he was. So I misread that one. But what I think I'm going to do is Vardiel to Rodon and Reinders to Enzo. And that'll be 2 of the 5 free transfers on those moves. So Vardiel to Rodon, Reinders to Enzo. I can actually afford to do Stack to Enzo and keep Reinders. That's also tempting. But obviously selling Reinders instead gives me a lot more money in the bank. So I was just thinking about it and I thought I might end up just staying on a 3-4-3 and then that extra money in the bank will go a long way. Because I could do, you know, like Anderson to a 5.5 mil defender, for example. Or it could be Anderson to, I don't know, Lacroix, someone who's like 5 million, or a Newcastle defender. So I think I'm actually going to sell Reinders and not Enzo. I think Reinders might drop before the game week 10 as well, unless he scores or something and then he goes back up. So I'll also bank the 0.1 mil profit. So a bit of a ramble, but that's where I'm at with my team. But let us know in chat, what are you guys doing transfer-wise? Stevie Boy says, Mateta for João Pedro, game week 10, or Ndiaye in for Reinders today. Can't do both. I think I'd rather leave the option to Mateta in game week 10. Like I was looking at Palace's fixtures and they're pretty ridiculous from game week 10. So at the moment, I think I'm about 80% likely to do João Pedro to Mateta. I've been fiddling around with the stream layout as well, and now you can actually finally see the fixtures here when I do this pop-up, because I know before you couldn't see it. So that's a little upgrade as well for this stream. Good evening, Oscar. Wishing you a good game. Love you. How we doing, Senior Lump? So yeah, from game week 10, it's Brentford home, Brighton home, Wolves away, Man United home, Burnley away, Fulham away, Man City home, not great, but that's like the only one you'd consider benching. Leeds away, Spurs home, Fulham home. So depending on if he actually hits form, like you'd be happy to hold him for, I don't know, 10 plus game weeks there. So I would rather leave the option open than block yourself from Mateta, Stevie. Nimla says, hi Oscar and chat, start 2 out of Burn, Reinders and Juve. The Juve benching does worry me a bit. from last game week. I do think he starts this game week because it was pretty shocking from West Ham. So I think he does start. I will start Burn. So it's Reinders versus Juve. I would go with Reinders. I mean, what do you guys think? Percentage likelihood on Reinders starting this game week? I reckon he's 75% to start Reinders. Maybe that's even too low. So I'd go Reinders and Burn. In fact, that'd be interesting if we do a poll on Gabriel as well. I won't ask that at the same time because we'll get the percentages mixed up. What chance does Gabriel have of starting? Does that make sense? What chance does Gabriel have of starting? So we'll say benched / not in squad. 25. Hang on. 50%. What am I trying to say here? 75% starts. We'll go with that. It's a poll. At the end of the day, it's a poll, and it's up. Don't know if it's any good, but let's vote on that. Let's just see what it says. Jake says already got Rodon. I need to downgrade Vardy to do Reinders to Enzo. Who else is there? Like Mukiele, I suppose. Samyak says, what's Tom doing, Oscar? So he's in a difficult spot because he went Alderete instead of Mukiele. So he's also wondering about Gabriel to Timber now. But he's actually looking to do a similar thing. He's looking at Vardiol down to a defender 4.5 mil or less. So he was looking at Keane maybe or Rodon. And then he was thinking of selling Stack rather than Reinders, I think. But I'm looking to sell Reinders myself. But yeah, he's looking at a similar thing. He's planning to buy Enzo in a nutshell. But he's a bit worried because he's got Anderson and he's got Alderete confirmed out. So that means if Gabriel doesn't play, then Tom's down to 10 players. So that's the predicament Tom's got. You're tempted by Achipong at 3.9 mil. He's just not going to be nailed though, is he? That's the problem. He's not going to be nailed. He's a great option. He probably starts. I think Achipong didn't start last game, but so he probably does this one. But I just wouldn't trust him long term. He's going to be one of those every week. You're like, oh, will he start? Won't he? Tommy's the same as Tom. Krupi or Gw on the wild card, bench boosted in Gameweek 11. 11. I don't think I'd go with either on a bench boost 11. The problem is, whoa! Did you hear that? Made me jump. Teddy just banged his head on the desk. Are you alright? He went like that and looked up really fast. Smacked his head on the desk. I shouldn't laugh. Oh my god. Are you alright? Poor boy. Oh, I forgot we got Teddy emojis as well. I haven't seen those for a while. Poor Teddy. Oh, that was really funny. Right, what was he saying? What was the question? Oh, what was it? Yeah, Gw and Creepy. If you're bench boosting a Game Week 11, I think it's massively doubtful that either start in Game Week 11. That's the problem. It's Game Week 9 now. Evan Nilsson could be back Game Week 10. And then there's Gw with Delap's potentially back soonish. And even when Delap's not back, Gew's not nailed. I think if I was looking at bench boost on a wild card, you have to go for a solid third forward. Like, I don't know, who have Brentford got in 11? Someone like Thiago's relatively cheap. Yeah, I'd go Thiago. Oh, Newcastle home. It's not the best, but is there anyone else? The budget forwards are just dead. That's the problem. Unless you go Mateta, Haaland, Gyökeres front three. Maybe that. Teddy's a doubt for Game Week 9. He's yellow flagged. I think it'd have to be... Yeah, you could maybe go... If I was on a wildcard, maybe and you're still bench boosting, maybe it'd have to be Gyökeres, Haaland, Mateta front three, and you bench Mateta this game week. Beto. I mean, Thiago maybe Newcastle home. He's doing pretty well lately. I think he's like third top scoring forward, you know. Someone say Sesko. Sesko triple captain. How are we doing, Skip? Yeah, it's a tricky one if you still got the bench boost. I've not looked at Gameweek 10. Obviously, you want to get it out of the way as quick as possible. Maybe Krupi's got a chance, but I wouldn't trust the cheap forwards, honestly. Bowen's a shout. Oh, yeah, but he's wildcarding now, and I would have really wanted to see a new manager bounce last match against Brentford. I would have wanted to see anything to buy Bowen on a wildcard, and we just didn't see that. Rosa says, cancel the bench boost with the Gabriel injury news. Depends on the rest of your bench. Like, if you've got a solid rest of your bench, I would chance it. Also, it's 2 days till the game. So, that's also in his favour. They play on Sunday afternoon, Arsenal. It's not like he's playing tonight and he's not trained at all yet. Like, there's training tomorrow, there's training Sunday. I don't know that actually if that's true on Sunday, but I'm guessing they might train Sunday morning. Yeah, if you've got a good bench, I would chance it with Gabriel. I mean, we had a similar situation. Who remembers it? I can't remember what game week it was, where Gabriel was a doubt from the Champions League. Arteta was a bit more positive in his press conference at the time. There is that, to be fair. But I think it was game week 4. Was it before Forest? Or was it 7? It was one of those 9-pointers. West Ham. 7, yeah. And he ended up getting 9 points and he did start. And he played 90. I think I would chance it if you've got a good bench. If you've already got like a ropey bench plus you've got Gabriel, then maybe that's enough. But it depends on that. Class of 23 says, love the stream. Start Minte or Reinders. I would start Minte. I think Matoma's not even back yet or nearing a return. So like he looks safe for minutes. So I would go Minte. Probably the better fixture as well, right? Against Man United. Struggling with this game says, hi mate, got Gabriel, Anderson and Alderete flagged. Options on the best defenders. I can afford Foden and Anderson to Enzo. And basically every defender. So if I could buy any defender, I guess except Arsenal, unless you're saying you can also get Arsenal defenders. I mean, if you can get an Arsenal defender, Timber. Otherwise, I would actually consider Van Dijk. Van Dijk and Tarkowski are the two I'd consider. Yeah, I still think Van Dijk could end up doing well this season. I know like lately they've been on a bad run, but Liverpool's fixtures are really nice. Especially like from, what is it, Game Week 12. So it's Brentford and then Villa. They've got Man City in 11, so hopefully you can bench him there. But then after that, it's Forest, West Ham, Sunderland, Leeds, Brighton, Spurs, Wolves. Like, if I can, I would love to have Van Dijk then, but you could just do it now. I would consider that. Yeah, Danny says Munoz. The problem is, he's having to start him this week potentially. So I don't know. I don't like it so much when you're having to play him this week away at Arsenal. That's not great. Let's have a look at the clean sheet odds. They must be right down there. Chelsea 46, Arsenal 46, Newcastle 40, Wolves 40. So, yeah, Palace 12%. God, if I end up with Mukiele auto sub, there's not a chance I'm getting much out of him. Maybe Defcons. Yeah, 12% for Palace. I don't know how I feel about buying Munoz this week. So, yeah, I would consider Van Dijk, to answer your question, on the Foden downgrade. Or arguably upgrade. Downgrade in terms of freeing up funds. Tuna says, done Gyökeres and Reinders to Foster and Saka. 1 free transfer left. Enzo in. Who for? Raya, Gabriel, Byrne, Gummerson, Anderson, Senesi, Saka, Bruno, Semenyo and Dyer, João Pedro and Haaland. Well, if you can afford to sell Anderson, is that Forest Anderson spelt wrong with the E? Or is that Fulham's Anderson? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 midfielders you've listed. I mean, if you can, I don't know which Anderson that is. If you can afford Anderson to Enzo, I would definitely do that. Rice? Nah, got to be Enzo over Rice, surely. Fulham's Anderson. But then he's listed 4 midfielders. I wouldn't sell Saka, Bruno, Semenyo for Enzo. And die to Enzo I don't hate. But it depends on who your 5th midfielder is. That's Fulham's Anderson. Who's your 5th midfielder though? Oh, Stack. Can you afford Stack to Enzo? If you can afford that, definitely do that. If you can't, I think I'd leave it. So you go Raya, Gabriel, Burn, Goodmanson. Yeah, so you could play a back 4. So he's Saka, Bruno, Semenyo. You don't really need to do it this week. Was it 4-4-2? Oh, João Pedro Haaland. Yeah, so it's 4-4-2. If you're going to afford Stack to Enzo, yeah, I'd do that. Otherwise, I would just save the other transfer. Probably just give and die a week. Okay, yeah, I'd leave it. And Died to Enzo I don't dislike. I have to say, I did look at that. I was saying at the start of the stream, like, and I quite like Died to Enzo, but it's a bit harsh on Ndiaye. Like, he's not been a bad asset. He's on pens. He's even doing well for Defcons. I think he's in like the top 10 Defcons, top 10 midfielders with Defcons per 90, you know. I can check that actually. Let's go on the stats widget. Load preset, midfielders. Yeah, there he is. 10.97 per 90. And they need 12 to get Defcons in any given game. So yeah, he's actually doing amazingly well. Bruno as well. But other than that, obviously it's pretty boring picks like CDMs there. So yeah, and Ndiaye and Bruno I really like. Because obviously they've got attacking returns in them as well. Plus they're doing well for Defcons. So yeah, that's why I decided against Ndiaye to Enzo myself. But I don't hate it. And that's the defenders list. It's on minimum 75% start. So if you go like 60, then Mukiele pops up. Right, I'll keep going with the questions. Nick says, I've got Anderson and Alderete and Gabriel. Should I get rid of Anderson and who for? Juve. If I had Gabriel, I think I would chance it as long as your 2 other defenders are okay. That's what I personally do. Because I still think Anderson's great. Like, he could be back in Game Week 10. And if you've got Senesi, then he rotates like damn near perfectly with Senesi. So he's got Wolves home, then he's got Everton away, Sunderland home. So that's 3 pretty nice fixtures. Senesi's got City away, Villa away. Game Week 12, he could play both of them, but yeah, I'd be reluctant to sell Anderson. And again, he's great for Defcons. British in the chat says, your live is my routine now. I appreciate you. Thank you for making this part of your routine and swinging by every stream. Foden to Enzo, yes or no? Yeah, I would do that, Cole. I would do that. Yeah, I don't think I'd be buying Juve either, Nick, after that benching. So, yeah, if your other 2 defenders are alright, I would chance it. Gabriel and the other 2. Just don't think it's worth a transfer to go get Anderson to another 4.5. Dimitri says, Reinders to Enzo or roll. I don't have another Chelsea attacker and still have my wild card. Yeah, I would do Reinders to Enzo. That's what I'm looking to do, Dimitri. Same move. So, I would say that. Yeah, I like Reinders to Enzo. I mean, Reinders isn't bad. Like, I know he's cheap and so on, but there's just so much value in the midfielders. The midfielders are where it's at. The forwards are pretty poor. Game Week 10, I'm thinking João Pedro to Mateta. But again, like, Gyökeres has not done much in the league. So I might go Gyökeres down to a Gw and then one of the midfielders up to Saka and just stack the midfield out and run with a front 2 and then just don't ever use Gw. Jonathan says, Van de Ven or Goodmanson or transfer Gabriel. Is that who to start? I wouldn't sell Gabriel, personally. Unless some other news comes through during this stream, but I doubt it will. Yeah, embargoed quotes, I think, come out like tomorrow evening or something, or tonight. So it'll be after the deadline either way. So Van de Ven or Goodmanson? I think Goodmanson, but let's check the clean sheet odds. Leeds 38%, Spurs 23%. Yeah, I would say Goodmanson. It's not like Van der Ven is exceptional for Defcons either. So yeah, Goodmanson. I mean, those of you that have got Gabriel, what are you doing? Are you sticking with him? The poll says 36% reckon he starts, 23% benched or not in squad, 50% chance. Sorry, 21% say. What was it? I'm going to end this poll. It's just the worst poll of all time. I don't think that poll even makes sense. Let's do another poll. What should we do a poll on? How many chips have you used? I mean, has anyone used none? I'll put it on there. Oh, are we still live? I just got a notification. OBS disconnected. Are we still here? Spam 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Spam 2 if you can't. Alright, we're here. What do you mean 2? Right, we'll keep going. Mida says, wildcard check please. He's got Dubravka, Calafiori, Achimpong, Senesi, Saka, Gakpo, Semenyo, Longstaff, Rice, Voltemada, Haaland, Mateta, Gueye, Munoz and Verbruggen. So Achimpong, I'd probably swerve him. He's good for this week, but I just don't like him long term. I would rather go Rodon or Mukiele. Looks good though overall. Longstaff, what's he, 5 million? Yeah, he's okay. Voltemada, Haaland, Mateta. But who's your other keeper? Have you only put one keeper there? Oh, Verbruggen. So does that mean you're on only double Arsenal? I would be on triple Arsenal if I were you. It seems mad to me to wildcard only 2 Arsenal players. Oh, Rice. I'm not massively keen on Rice. He's one of those, like, he'll do alright over the season. But I'd rather go double defence or go Gyökeres, Saka and a defender. I'll probably chop a few things around here, like go Verbruggen to Raya. I don't like Verbruggen. Largely it's a nice team though. I'll swap Rice out for Enzo and find a way to squeeze in Raya instead of Verbruggen. Yeah, Gakpo's not bad, I suppose. Yeah, it's a good draft. Gueye, what's he though? Isn't he like 4'9", 4'8"? You could probably free up some money going Gueye to Richards, but Gueye's not bad. Yeah, it's a good draft though, all in all. It's pretty much what I would go with. Just a few little changes there, like in terms of the Arsenal triple up. Oogie Boogie says Gabby should rest. Mosquera and Calafiori can fill in. Come on, you Gunners. I hope you're wrong, but it's not impossible. Like Mosquera's looked really good. He's looked like an absolute bargain signing. It wouldn't be Calafiori, I don't think, in left centre back. It'd end up being Mosquera, as you say, and Saliba with Calafiori left back. Calafiori's been playing every game left back, so I know he can play left centre back. But yeah, that's what I think he would do if he misses out. But it depends how severe it is. We just don't know. But we're completely in the dark. That's the problem. All we've got is just this remark from Arteta, and I'll put it on the screen for you, for those wondering what's going on with Gabriel. Arteta says Gabriel's a doubt for Gameweek 9, having left the pitch with an issue. Those are the words he used, with an issue in the Champions League midweek, and he said he's going to be assessed over the next couple of days. Arsenal play on Sunday afternoon. For those that are asking what Tom's doing, he just sent a message on WhatsApp saying, I have no idea what I'm doing. I think he's in a difficult spot because, like I said earlier, he's got Anderson and Alderete and Gabriel. So I think he's got this like potential to be down to 10 players. You know, it's a difficult one when the number 1 all-time manager is saying I don't know what I'm going to do right now this week. He'll figure it out. He's got an hour and a half. Yeah, he was looking at, for those that are wondering, he was looking at buying Enzo and then freeing up money by selling Vardiel, but he's in a difficult spot because he's got Alderete and Anderson definitely out. Tom's in the chat. Is he here? Are you here, Tom? I don't even know what his YouTube handle is, you know. Yeah, he's on 5 free transfers, so like, it's not so much like he can't get himself out of it. He can get himself out of his position easily, but it's like, is it worth a transfer to sell Gabriel or to sell, maybe he's looking at Anderson out as well. Like, is that worth it? Because Anderson's great if he's back in Game Week 10. It's like such a predicament what to do. Oh, you meant to say Tom's in the mud, not Tom's in the chat. Right, he'll pull through. Yeah, exactly. No, you'll be alright. It is a dilemma, though, what to do if you've got 2 defenders out. AJ, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you very much, AJ. Appreciate you. Shout out to all the members in the chat. I see Dennis is here. Dennis says, hi Oscar, would you start DCL or Reinders? Oh, DCL. Oh, such a tricky one, this, because like DCL has been putting up great numbers, but he's one of the worst finishers I've ever seen. But he's got West Ham, so like if you're not going to play him home to West Ham, when are you? So I would start DCL. Abdulrahman says, hi Oscar, can I get some defender suggestions? Max 5.3 million. You've got 3 Chelsea ready. You've got Raya, Gabriel, Senesi, Romero, Anderson, and Estev. So 5.3 million. The one that came to mind straight away was Burn. For 5.3 million. Because like you could go for a Palace defender, but it doesn't make sense this week. If you need to buy someone this week, then I don't like Lacroix or Richards or Gueye, for example. Who else is there? I mean, I was talking about Keane earlier. If he keeps playing... Oh! You know what I've done? I might disconnect the stream for a second here. Let me just press this button. Hopefully... I don't know what's going to happen. Hang on. Are we still live? Okay, are we still live? I think we are. All good. Alright. I left something running and I wasn't sure what was going to happen if I disconnected it. We're good. I'm gone. Alright. Yeah, Keane's an interesting one. 4.5 mil. Brantwaite's had hamstring surgery, so he'll be out for months. 4.5 mil for Keane. Quite like him. Burn, perhaps. I'd probably say Burn. What's Newcastle's fixture run like? I'd say Burn is my instinct. It's like Everton have got Spurs home. Newcastle have got Fulham home. West Ham. Yeah, I mean Newcastle's fixture run's just great, and their defensive data has been really good. So I would say Burn. AJ says, love the streams. Any chance you put them on Spotify? I don't think they do go on Spotify. All the videos do, actually, but that's a good point. FPL Focal. Let's check. I don't think they do. Nah, it's just the videos. Interesting. But would anyone actually listen to them besides you on Spotify, though? I think an extremely small percent of people even listen to my videos on Spotify. But I could ask. I definitely could ask. You look like Gyökeres. I don't think so, but I'll take that because he's a good-looking bloke. I think people tend to say Palmer rather than Gyökeres. First time I've heard that anyway. Why aren't you thinking Burn instead of Rodon? It's just a money thing. I can't afford Burn. And also, so just to walk through where I'm potentially at for the next few weeks. So if I go Vardiel to Rodon, Reinders to Enzo, I've got 0.9 million in the bank there. Next week it'll potentially be João Pedro to Mateta. And then, I don't know, I might panic and buy Saka as well. So like if I went Gyökeres to Gu, or I don't know, maybe Krupi, depending on Evan Nilsson, I can afford Stack to Saka. I could technically do all of that in the next 2 weeks, and it'd be that. So it'd be the top 2 moves this week, and then potentially the bottom 3 next week, all for free. but it might just be João Pedro to Mateta. I'd rather not do Gyökeres to Saka if I can. Like, I love Gyökeres to just have a good game week to make me feel comfortable not doing that, but I don't know, if Saka scores a penalty or something, or I don't know, in general, like if Gyökeres blanks and Saka smashes it, then it's going to be really hard to just sit here and stay on Gyökeres. The YouTube graphics are too good. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. A lot of work does go into the graphics, I have to say, so thank you. Mohit says, similar team to you, but you've got Dewsbury Hall and Enzo over in Dime Bruno. You're thinking Vardy to Rodon, Reiner's replacement, 3 free transfers and 3.5 million. You want Saka, but you've got 3 Arsenal. How much does that free up, though, for the Reiner's replacement? That must be quite a lot of money. Vardy to Rodon, what's that? 1.8 mil? So, what's that, like 6.5 mil-ish for a Reiner's replacement? I don't know if I would do like Reiner's to and die by going Vardy to Rodon, if that's what you're saying. Oh, and you've got 3.5 million. I see what you see. Yeah, tricky one, because I'm not sure about selling Arsenal assets. Like I say, I don't want to sell Gyökeres this week. Who else is there? Just get Bruno. Yeah, go Bruno. I still think Bruno's an amazing asset. Honestly, that's what I'd do, Mohit. I wouldn't overthink it. I'd go Bruno. Triple captain Semenyo is risky. You're telling me. How many chips have you used? 10% none, 27% 1, 49% 2, 14% 3. So, yeah, the most common is 2 chips used, which is what I'm on as well. So what chips have you guys got left then? I've used the wildcard and bench boost, so I've got triple captain and 3 hit to go. You've used 4 chips. Damn. It's like, this is why they've added the ability to use chips in both halves of the season, because I think a lot of managers would use all the chips in the first half either way, and then they'll just give up second half. Bench boost left, just the free hit. Free hit's a weird one. It's like, where do you actually use the free hit when there's no doubles and no blanks? It's like, where do you actually, what makes sense to use it? Which week? Maybe like 12 or 13. Sahil says, Salah to Saka, 1 free transfer and 1.1 million with Reinders, Haaland and Anderson. Yeah, I think I would, you know. What about AFCON? Well, we get 5 free transfers in Game Week 16 to deal with AFCON. They've gone properly overkill with it. We get 5 transfers, even though not that many assets are going. Semenyo's not going. Salah is. What other relevant assets are going? Saar. That's about it, isn't it? Salah and Saar. Is there anyone else? That's like a notable FPL asset. Anyway, either way, it's going to be so easy to deal with it, because we get 5 free transfers handed to us. So if you spend all your remaining transfers in Game Week 15... Oh, and die. Yeah, and then die. You spend all your transfers in Game Week 15. Game Week 16, boom, you're on 5 free transfers. So, in my team, yeah, it's just in die. Wouldn't mind buying Saar, but yeah, as it stands, just in die for me. I don't think they anticipated Salah's drop off either. Like, he might be an even more dead FPL asset by then. Maybe not, because they've got good fixtures before AFCON. Money no object, best midfielder money can buy. Bruno. This is where like half the stream dips. Or Saka. Saka or Bruno. Money no object. I'd rather them than Salah right now. Sorry, yeah. So Tuna said Bruno, Anderson, Stack, or Saar, Munoz, and Enzo. The second combination's better, yeah. Saar, Munoz, and Enzo. It's a bit ropey this week, but definitely the latter one, Tuna. Rice not going. Is that a different question? I don't think Rice is going to AFCON. Declan Rice off to AFCON. Would you bench boost Dubravka, Munoz, Esteve and Reinders? Nothing in the bank, 1 free transfer. So Burnley have got Wolves. So you got double Wolves away to... the thing is, it's not the best, but like, where's going to be better? Where will actually be better? What else have Burnley got coming up? 11 maybe? I don't know how I feel about delaying it to 11. I've seen people talking about that, but I just think I'd get it out of the way. Stuff can so quickly go wrong. Like, look at this week. So many people, like Tom, the #1 all-time manager, and loads of you watching are sitting on Anderson, Alderete and Gabriel. Suddenly you could be down 3 players. You could be down to 10 players if you've got those 3, and they all don't play. Anderson and Muki and Alderete definitely aren't playing. If Gabriel doesn't as well, and you don't replace a defender, you've got 10 players. Stuff can just fall apart so quickly. So when you've got that bench and a team that's expected to play, I would just bench boost it and get out of the way. Hope for the best. Game week 11's another 3 game weeks away. A lot can change in 3 game weeks. Teen Typhoon says, I've got 3 transfers. Should I take a -4 to get Gyökeres, Pedro, Caicedo and Timber? I need to know who you're selling though. I can't really answer it otherwise. Really depends who you're selling for the -4, because I don't think I would take a hit for Gyökeres and João Pedro. On recent form, it doesn't make sense. The fixture's nice though, so I get what you mean. Depends who you're selling. Can't really answer it though otherwise, sorry. I don't mind it. If you're selling like some proper Deadwood players, then yeah, I would say that's fine. Where did I get to there? I've lost track. A bit behind here, sorry. Chris says, I've got 4 defenders flagged and only 1 transfer. Should I -4? Who's the 4, Chris? I'm guessing you've got Anderson, Alderete, Gabriel. Who's the 4th one? I'd be inclined... If you only had 3, I'd be inclined to just roll with it, but it depends on who the 4th is. I think you need to take a mind. Are you saying you've used up all your transfers already? Yeah, it depends who they are. Why do people keep saying Rice? What is going on with Rice? I just had Rice before I went live, weirdly. Yeah, it depends who it is. If you're definitely down to 10 players, Chris, then I would take the hit. Yeah, those are the sort of times when you can justify a hit in a nutshell. Sonia Lump says, James Calafiori in for Tarkowski and is Teddy fine? Yeah, he's asleep on my lap, so all good. He's sprawled across my lap asleep, so I think he's alright. I think he's snoring. James / Calafiori in for Tarkowski. What about Gabriel Timber? Can you afford those? I think I prefer those to Calafiori, but Calafiori's alright as well. So having a look at the suspension tightrope, and he's also on 3 yellows, so 2 more would be a ban. Something to keep in mind. Munoz is on 3, Burns on 3. I'm not necessarily saying don't buy these guys, but Rice, you can't afford them. Okay. I like Calafiori more than James, that's for sure. But do you need to sell Tarkowski? What's wrong with Tarkowski? I think I would... Yeah, if I was going to buy over those, Calafiori. I don't think Tarkowski's that bad though, like, to keep. But yeah, Calafiori if you want to sell. Anurag says, hi Oscar, can you help with this please? I've got 5 free transfers, 1.6 mil. Gabriel, Senesi, Mukiele and Dye, Bruno, Semenyo, Reinders, João Pedro, Gyökeres, Haaland, Stack, Richards, Anderson on the bench. So 1.6 million. So Reinders to Enzo I would do. Do you need to make another move? Gabriel, Senesi, Mukiele. How much does that leave you left over? So you use up like, so you'd have 0.6 million to sell. Tricky one. It's like, do you just roll with Mukiele and save a transfer in defence? Because Richards is nice from Gameweek 10. And Anderson could be back. But you've got 5 free transfers as well though. You could do, if you can afford it, Anderson to Burn, Reinders to Enzo. That's quite nice. I just read it, Chris. You have to rewind. I just answered it. Yeah, if you can afford that. Otherwise, I'll just do the Enzo move and then probably just roll with Mukiele and I can stay on 5. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit behind on the questions here, so bear with me. Carlos says, Gabriel, Alderete and Anderson, 4 free transfers, main team's the same as yours. I thought Burn to, so is that Vardel to Burn you mean? And Reinders to Enzo, any other tips? No, I like that. It's just check you can make all potential moves in the future. Like, I'm considering João Pedro to Mateta. I'm considering swapping Gyökeres to Saka. But obviously, Gyökeres is 9 million. Saka's 10, I think. So that's why I'm not looking to go for someone like Burn myself. But you might be in a slightly better position than me in terms of money in the bank. Because my team value's not great. Oh, Teddy's farted. What's your team value, guys? How's everyone doing for team value? So total team value, that is, plus in the bank. So I'm on 101.4 million, which isn't great. 101.9. Saka not pictured in training. Is that true? Anyway, yeah, so that looks good, Carlos. I like that. 100.5, 101.9, 102.8, 99.5, 99.3. 99.3 is your total team value. Saliba or Timber? It has to be Timber. On form this season. It's got to be Timber. Sean says, hi Oscar, dilemma to get Gw/Enzo for Chelsea cover, but I'm tempted to bench boost. I need to replace the injured Anderson. I need to cover for Chelsea. You wildcarded last week. I wouldn't get Gw for Chelsea cover. He probably starts, but even that's not guaranteed. Enzo I like. But you need to replace the injured Anderson. You could go for someone like Keane or Rodon. If you want to bench boost this week, I'd probably look at those two. They're probably the best. For the same price as Anderson and cheaper. Keane's 4.5 mil. Probably plays the majority, if not all, games in centre-back. Because Branthwaite's had hamstring surgery, so he'll be out for months now. I wouldn't buy Gw personally when you're bench boosting. Get the bench boost out of the way and then look at Gw. You don't want to bench boost someone that might not start. I think he probably does based on what Maresca said. He said he's ready to start, but still, risky. BL Lift says, João Pedro, when not returning of Altamada, you have EH and JPM, Haaland and Mateta. João Pedro when not returning of Altamada. Keep João Pedro. He's got Sunderland home. It's not the week to sell, in my opinion. They've got Alderete out as well. Give him another week. That's what I'm doing. Oblivious, thanks for the 1 month. He says, love the streams. Do they come in dark mode? I could do it like this. But I don't know if that's better. It's kind of nice. I don't know if that's better though. Is it? I could do a poll on it. I'll be honest, I use light mode mostly. It looks kind of weird like that to me, but I'm not used to it. Midas says no, it's horrific. Hydrogen says no as well. Or turn your lights off. I'm not doing dark mode in real life. I could put the stream in dark mode. That actually looks sweet. text is not clear. Light mode is the best. Wait, let's do a poll. Do you use FPL in light mode or dark mode? I'm not saying I'll go with whatever the result of this is, but I'm just curious what you guys do. Right, that was a tangent. Let's get back to the questions. Adam says, Adam King, Kudus to Enzo or Vardiol to a cheaper defender and Reinders to Enzo with 5 free transfers. I just don't like Vardiol's benching last week, so I'd probably go with Reinders to Enzo and then downgrade Vardiol and just keep Kudus for now. Maybe you'll still end up getting rid of Kudus, but I think that way round is potentially better. Just because Vardiol just feels too risky now to me. I don't like that benching. I got that wrong. I thought he was going to be nailed for City, but maybe he's got some kind of problem. But I was really surprised last game when he didn't start. Ray Thomas says, start Munoz, Esteve or Goodmanson. I would say probably Goodmanson. Tricky one though, isn't it? Because like Munoz is extremely attacking. Esteve's got Wolves who are bad, but Goodmanson's got the home fixture, the best clean sheet odds, so I would go with him. 38% there. By the way, if anyone's not got the FPL Focal app, something like 310,000 managers use it now, which is a pretty unbelievable number of active users. 314,000, I just had a look. So if you want to install it for free, FPL Focal in the App Store. It's got tons of FPL tools to help you out every week to make better decisions and stuff like that. And it's got some premium features as well if you want to support the project and unlock those for like 58p a week. FPL Fella says, why aren't you standing up? I actually still haven't got it set up properly so I can stand up while I work. So right now it's not a standing desk, it's just a sitting desk. But I'm definitely going to get that set up at some point. Basically I need a longer extension cable so that I can raise it and lower it. That's the problem. Right now it doesn't stretch without like coming loose, which I found out the hard way by trying to raise it when it couldn't be raised and everything unplugged. Goran says, play Senesi, Anthony or Reinders. What's the latest on Anthony? If he's alright, I'd be inclined to play the attacker against a pretty poor Wolves side. I'm not actually sure what's going on with Anthony though, sorry. If he's like a doubt still, then Senesi. Otherwise, go Anthony. And when it's 50-50, I tend to favour the attacker. Reinders I don't think is as good as Anthony this week. Away at Villa. Salah says Tarkowski to Keane or Rodon, Reinders to Enzo. So I've got the same dilemma as you, Salah, and basically what it boils down for me is I can afford Keane, but if I go Keane, I can't afford all the potential moves that I want. One of those is João Pedro to Mateta, but the other one is potentially downgrading Gyökeres to Gw, or a 4.3 mil forward, and then stack up to Saka, but I can't afford all of those moves if I go for Keane. So instead, I'm looking to go, just to show all those potential moves, I'm looking to go Rodon instead. So Vardiol to Rodon, Reinders to Enzo, and then the other three moves will be potential moves in the future. I might not make them, but I just want to leave those as potential options. How are we doing, Paul? Yeah, I'm well, thank you. I'm doing well. Stream is flying by. We've been live for almost an hour. If you guys are enjoying the stream, do hit like on it. Make sure you hit subscribe below as well. I make daily FPL content completely free and these deadline streams every deadline. So hit subscribe so you don't miss that. So yeah, it depends if you can still afford those potential moves if you go Keane. Otherwise I would go Rodon in a nutshell. I'm not expecting much from Rodon, but he's got West Ham home. And I'll have something to cheer on tonight. He'll probably lose his clean sheet after about 5 minutes and then I'll probably switch it straight off. But AJ Nurse says, first super chat, watching for 3 years. Best Chelsea defender to buy. What are your thoughts on Wolves versus Burnley? You can start Dubravka and Esteve and bench Ruben, or buy a Chelsea defender. Ruben. Are you saying you've got Ruben Diaz? Thank you, by the way, first of all, for the super chat. Best Chelsea defender. Well, the best is Cucurella, but we're talking about different price points, aren't we? Like, there's Cucurella. I don't like James, despite the whole last game week. Chalobah I like. A few people saying Saka's not in training. Remind me, I'll circle back to that in a minute. Ruben Diaz has been really good. I would play Ruben. Depends on who your keeper is. Like, if you've got Raya, you definitely start him over Dubravka. I would start Ruben over Estev. I'd feel more confident playing a City defender than a Burnley defender, despite it being Wolves. Wolves away, that is, as well. Let's turn that down a bit. So yeah, if you can afford Cucurella, he's great. Otherwise, Chalobah I like. I did look at Chalobah this week. So yeah, those are the two. I wouldn't go anywhere else personally. Why not James? Well, he started 5 out of 8. 5 out of 8 games. And so there's that. Not necessarily nailed. And also, his injury record puts me off forever. I'll be honest. He'd have to stay injury free for like 2-3 years before I consider him. So ask me again in like the 2028-29 season and I might say James. But until then, it's never going to be James. Despite the whole last game week. I don't trust him to start every game. He will start this one because he was benched in the Champions League, but he got Roofs. So yeah, Dubravka's fine. Start Ruben. And then, yeah, Chelsea defender depends on your price in the bank there. Sahil says Saka and Bruno or Saka and Enzo or Salah and Enzo. Saka, Bruno. Bruno over Enzo for me, if it was one or the other. Enzo's great, but yeah, I'd go Bruno over Enzo if I had to pick one. No changes. I've not made my transfers yet. This is what I'm potentially looking to do. I'll just leave it here so people can see. So it'll be Rodon in for Vardiol, and it'll be Reinders to Enzo, and I'll have 0.9 million in the bank. Potentially that I'm looking at. Chris says Gabriel, Romero, Alderete, Anderson flagged 1 free transfer. Ah, okay, so it was Romero. He was the other one. So yeah, I'd sell Romero. Depends how much you've got in the bank in terms of replacements. I think Burn is nice. Probably Burn. If you've got, is it the 0.1 million you need there? Otherwise, Keane could be an option for 4-5. With Brantford out with hamstring surgery for him. How are we doing, Beardy? Yeah, if you can afford Romero to burn, I'd probably do that. Newcastle's fixtures are really nice, and they've been the second best for expected goals conceded after Arsenal. So, yeah, I would consider that, Chris. Yash says Saka, Bruno, Gakpo and Dye, Enzo, Sarr. Rank those as transfers in. I would say Bruno, Saka, Enzo, and Dye, Sarr, Gakpo. So what did I just say? I said, I just want to repeat it because I said that quite fast. Bruno, Saka, Enzo, and Dye, Sarr, Gakpo. I think that would be my order there. If you asked me next week, Sarr would be right up the list, but this week Sarr's down it in a nutshell because of the fixture. FPL Mikhail says, just tuned in, what's your plans this week? So yeah, it would be that. It would be Vardiol to Rodon, Reinders to Enzo. So I'll lock that in a bit nearer the deadline. I'm going to check news in a second. Because people are saying Saka's not trained. I mean, to be fair, I'm not buying Saka, but I know lots of you have got him. So let's see what that's about. Has he just not been seen in the photos? Is that what it is? Saka not pictured in training. I mean, if you got him, you keep him. Do you buy him? I think you'll be alright. I wouldn't not buy him if you were dead set on buying him this week, and then you see that. But yeah, interesting. Also, players miss training for other reasons other than just injuries. It can be like media duties and stuff like that. By the way, did you guys see Scott Carson's retired? 107 minutes he played for Man City in total. 12 trophies. So what's that? He got a trophy every 8.9 minutes that he played. I mean, like, in 20 years from now, in the next generation of football, people will be like, oh, he's one of the most decorated goalkeepers of all time. Like, he must have been unbelievable. But no, apparently he's, like, a good dressing room presence, or he was. And he's, like, really knowledgeable and so on. So, I guess he might even join the City's, like, coaching team. Sorry, Super Chat's missed. I'll keep going. So Ahmed says 4 free transfers. You've got Vardy and Gabriel, Rode on bench. Would you be worried to go down to 10? I wanted to save, but now thinking Vardy and Reinders to Keane and Enzo. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you, and I'm looking to go Vardy to Rodon. Keane's alright as well. I quite like Keane as an option. He's top 10 for DEFCONs per 90 among defenders. Brantthwaite's out with hamstring injury for a long time. He's nice. I'm actually going Rodon just because I want to make sure I've got the money to potentially buy Mateta and Saka in place of João Pedro, Gyökeres and Reinders. So it's just, for me, like a money thing. But yeah, if you're not tight for money, then Keane's fine as well. That's why I'm looking at Rodon, though. I mean, yeah, I'll have 2 former defenders once I do this, but the promoted teams this season have been really good compared to last season. Like, there's no way last season I'm running with like Bednarek and Fass in my team, but like this season I'm more comfortable to have Mukiele and Rodon. Why Rodon, no Mukiele? Mukiele's got Chelsea away, Rodon's got West Ham home, so it's just a fixtures thing this week. Jake Harper says fish and chips tonight or pizza. I would say fish and chips if I was picking between those two. I've just ordered 3 pizzas for tomorrow because Harry and Ross are coming over to my place. We're going to try and do some content of some sort while they're here, actually. So I'll probably like ask them some questions. So if any of you guys have got ideas for questions I could ask them in the video, then let me know the questions in the chat for Harry and Ross. We're going to try and do some kind of content. I don't know what it would be exactly yet. Fishy Friday. Yeah, I'd go fish and chips. I'll be having pizza tomorrow. Stephen, thanks for the super chat. Wildcard active. Pope, Dubravka, Gabriel, Timber, Guay, Chalobah, Mukiele, Semenyo, Saka, Gakpo, Enzo and Dyer, Haaland, Mateta over Pedro, given Gabriel's doubts. And then Krupi. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. If I was wildcarding, I think it'd be the same team, honestly. Is there anything I would change? The only thing I don't like is no Bruno, but I don't know. People call it Bruno propaganda, but I think Bruno's a great FPL asset, and I still think he'll come good. He did last game week anyway, didn't he? 8-pointer or whatever it was. So I'd probably have Bruno over Gakpo if you can afford that, but maybe you can't. But yeah, it's a great draft, to be honest with you. I'll be nitpicking to suggest changes at this point. Looks good. I'm guessing you've bench boosted already, because obviously Krupi I wouldn't trust if you've got a bench boost to come, but if you're looking to use it way later, then that's fixable. Flandy, thanks for the 42 months, says howdy, get Reece James in for Romero. You're 2.8k, is that true, Flandy? I didn't realise you were having such a good season. I'm in your league, let me fact check that. Did you mean 2.8 million? Where's your league gone? Did you take your league down? When did that happen? It was there at the start of the season. What is going on? I'm not making it up, am I? I was in your league at the start of this season. Have you kicked me out? You kicked me out of your league? I'm not catching up with you. You're 2.8k. Nahin says best 4 to 4.5 million defender for the next 5 game weeks. If you need to play them this week, Keane is better than Richards. I like Richards as well, but it's just this week you don't want to use him. Otherwise, Rodon. No, you got rid of it. Okay. I knew I wasn't imagining it. But now I can't check if you're being honest about 2.8k. I'm sure you are. Fair play, you're doing very well. And at least I wasn't kicked out of the league. Yeah, maybe Rodon Nahin. It's really limited options, to be honest with you. You know, like if you can bench him game week 11 and 12, like this Truffer, he's got Forest home. Diakite, but I'd probably go Keane or Rodon. One of those two. EO says, have you still got Gyökeres scruffy UCL goals? Oh, you know what? Best brace I've ever seen. I don't know what you're talking about. The thing is, it's not like Saka's tearing it up in the league right now. I mean, Saka's blanked the last 2 games in all comps. Gyökeres has got 2 goals in the last 2 games. All that matters is the ball going in the back of the net and who got the last touch. And Gyökeres got 2 goals against Atletico Madrid, so could be a much needed confidence booster. No, but like I am thinking about the Gyökeres to Saka switch, but I'm not doing it this week. Especially now that Saka's not been seen in training. Might be nothing to that, but there's not a chance I'm making that switch when it's optional for me right now, which it is in my opinion. Saka's good from corners. Yeah, I mean, Saka's got more routes to points. Yeah, it is close. I might end up doing the switch in like game week 10 or 11, but not now. Brooke says, would you start Mateta or Reinders this week? Yeah, I get this question. I get what you mean, because like Mateta, he's hat-trick, but he's got Arsenal away, Reinders, Villa away. I'd probably go Reinders if I was picking between them. Yeah, Reinders. Who's a start, Doku or Gw? I'd probably be looking to get rid of Doku soon, but I would... It's just so hit and miss, Doku. Like, he's not starting regularly. I mean, he does start, he comes off early, but Gw's the same. He might not start. I'd probably go Doku, just about. Bit of a coin toss, that one. Nahen says, got 2 free transfers next game week. I'm planning to transfer Reinders to Gakpo. Already have Semenyo, Sarr, and Dienzo, Haaland, Gyökeres, and João Pedro. What's the move here? Does there need to be a move? I mean, that's a really stacked front 7 or 8 if you're buying Gakpo as well. Looks fine to me. You don't need to do anything else. That's a great attack. Honestly, that's such a great attack. You don't need to be making moves for the sake of it. Let's not forget, sometimes doing nothing is the best thing to do in FPL. So many times over the years where I've thought, oh, I may as well do something because I've waited a whole week and now the deadline's here. But ultimately, what we want are points. Making transfers are fun because every week you're like, I'll do this transfer. Yeah, this could be great. And then like the player you sold does something. You're like, I should have done nothing. So yeah, I would do nothing. Also, yeah, that's fine. I mean, yeah, no, that's fine. Reinders to Gakpo is fine, and bench Sarr. You're going to have a bit of a benching problem like from next week. That's all I'll say on that. Oblivious says, start Kudus and Keane and or mix of Stack and Rodon. I'll start Kudus over Stack, definitely. Rodon versus Keane this week is... I'd say a 50-50 as well. Rodon's got slightly better clean sheet odds. I think Keane's been slightly better for def cons per 90. I think I'd start Keane over Rodon, which I hate to say because I'm buying Rodon, but I would start Keane. Mac, thank you for the 13 months. Just joined. Do you think Gabriel will play? Oh, it's so hard to assess this one because all we've got is like a passing comment from Arteta who said he's a doubt because he left the pitch with an issue in the Champions League. He's going to be assessed over the next couple of days. They play on Sunday, so that's good because That's a couple of extra days. If I was to guess, I would say he does, but really could go either way. I'd be guessing. And anyone that tells you otherwise, confidently, are guessing as well. James, 18 pointer last week. Guesses in the chat, guys. Who's going to be king of the game week in Game Week 9? So it's James with 18 points. I'm not sure if anyone got James last week. What's the best threshold? Oscar, what's the best threshold to know if you've had a good bench boost? All love, thanks. I would say I'd be happy with 12 plus. I think 12 is great in a single game week. Strand Larson, by Burn or Chalobah? I'd probably say Burn, Ashley. Bowen, Esteval, Haaland, Kukurea, Kudus, Bowen, Calvert-Lewin, Dorgu, João Pedro. I hope it's João Pedro because he's on thin ice. Like, this is probably his last week in my team if he blanks again. Yeah, if he blanks again this week, I'm selling João Pedro. Scout selection as well while we've got a second. Let us know how many players you've got. The team this week is Pope, Gabriel, James, Senesi, Saka, Bruno, Semenyo, Enzo, Haaland captain, Voltemada and Thiago. So for me it'll be Gabriel, Senesi, Bruno, Semenyo, Enzo. 6 for me this week. You're on 4. Jack's on 3. 4 out of 11. 4. I got 6 this week. I've had some weeks where I've had 2 and it's not gone well, but I'm on 6. You're on 6 as well. Baker Man on 6. Liverpool in the mud. Crazy. The Busted Flush says, start Saar, Reinders or Rodon. Cheers, Focal. I'd go Reinders over Rodon, yeah. Start the attacker there. Saar's got Arsenal, so bench him. Vidat says, what to do with Nico Williams? Oh, it's a weird one, isn't it? On the one hand, Forrest have been shocking. He is 1 yellow from suspension, but Sean Dyche is in now. Is he going to make them a solid defence again? And he's relatively cheap. I'd probably keep hold of him, you know. If he gets suspended, then sell. But I think you keep hold. There's not really anywhere to go this week unless you've got money in the bank for Burn. If you've got, what is it, 0.4 million, then you could consider someone like Burn. But otherwise, I'd probably just leave him. James says, would you bench boost Dubravka, Dewsbury Hall, Rodon or Richards? Bench boost 11 is definitely better for me on paper, but it feels risky to wait. Love the stream as always. Thanks. Yeah, someone asked a similar thing earlier, James, and basically, like 3 game weeks is a lifetime in FPL. Like a week ago, there's people that had a solid 15 out of 15, and then this week, suddenly they've got Anderson out, Alderete out, Gabriel flagged. Like Chris as well was also asking because he's got Romero. He's got 4 defenders, 3 defenders out, 1 potentially out. That's how quickly the wheels can fall off. And the problem is, if that happens and you leave that up to chance, then you're spending free transfers to fix your bench boost rather than actually fixing and improving your starting 11. And it's really hard to measure that, and it is about risk tolerance. But I would lean towards getting out of the way if I was you. Long story short, to those of you like deliberating on the bench boost, that's what I would do, James. It's an overrated chip as well. Like, keep that at the back of your head. Don't be like gutted if it goes bad. It's such an overrated chip. Nemanja says, hello Oscar, still love / hate you for making me play FPL. What a way to start a super chat. Alright, 5 free transfers, and you've got Raya, Gabriel, Tarkowski, Burns, Senesi, Saka, Bruno, Semenyo and Dye, João Pedro, Haaland captain. Your bench is Dubravka, Richards, Dewsbury Hall and a 4.4 mil forward. Should I get Croupy and bench boost? Oh, interesting. 5 free transfers. Raya, Gabriel, Tark, Burns, Senesi. So it'd be Dubravka, Richards, Dewsbury Hall and Croupy. I would, yeah. If you've got the money to do that in one go, Nemanja, I actually would, yeah. You've got a really rare opportunity where Evan Olsen's out. Croupy's just scored a brace, so he'll start again. I know Richard sucks, but like it's similar to James's situation where you've got the opportunity to get out of the way. Niall says start Keane or Vardiol. I would go Vardiol. I mean, last game he just didn't play at all, so I would say Vardiol. AJ says Sesko or Longstaff. I can only play either. Sesko or Longstaff. I would say Sesko. Play the striker. Working through the chats here. Apologies. Slap it for retail with the 1 year membership. Thank you for that. He says Salah, King, Vicario to Saka, Enzo, Raya, or play Vicario / Dubravka. No, I like the Raya switch. Yeah, if you can squeeze that in, I would do that for sure. Arsenal defence is just way better than Tottenham, so do it. Yeah. WH random guy says, "Oh, he's sleeping on Rice. They score a lot from set pieces." I don't think so. I think there's a long list. Maybe like 5 players I'd put ahead of Rice if I was buying an Arsenal player right now. So no, I'm going to say not sleeping on Rice. Dr. Yazan with the 11 months. Hey bro, ride Dubravka, Senesi, Gabriel, Vardio, Anderson. You're thinking sell Reinders to Enzo and bench Sarr. Next week it's Mateta, Munoz, Timber, and a goalkeeper in for Raya. Yeah, I like that. Reinders to Enzo is what I'm doing, Yazan. So yeah, I would agree with that. Need to make sure I don't forget to make my transfer. Still got 45 minutes. Thank you all for being here. I hope you're enjoying the stream so far. I do like an evening deadline. I like a Friday night deadline. Not that tonight's game is the most exciting, but I'm looking to buy Rodon, so I've got something to cheer on. Make sure you hit like on the stream if you're enjoying it, and hit subscribe as well. I do these streams every deadline and daily videos, so thank you for being here. Yeah, looks good to go, Yazam. Looks good to go. And I like those moves next week. Mark says, hi Oscar and hi everyone. Dubravka, Foster, Mukiele and Baleba on my bench. Would you bench boost that or wait until after I more than likely sell Salah and Gameweek 10? I'll have a more balanced squad then. Yeah, this is the thing. If you go Salah and Haaland, it just eats up too much money. And that bench just isn't good enough to bench boost. Despite what I was saying about getting out of the way, you've got Foster, who might not start. You've got Mukiele away at Chelsea. You've got Baleba, who's just been a dead asset as well. So I would save it, yeah. And you're going to have to get rid of Salah and spread that money around, I would say. I wouldn't use it now. Niall says, start Keane or Vardy. Oh, did I just... Hang on. Sorry, no. Yeah, I would start Vardy. Did you send that twice? Deja vu. Yeah, I'd go Vardy over Keane. If anyone's wondering about clean sheet odds, we've not had them on the screen for a while. Chelsea, by the way, top for projected goals this week, so that's nice as well for those that are getting Enzo this week. Or if you've got João Pedro. I know some of you've got... Has anyone got Neto? Maybe not, actually. Some have got Caicedo, but he doesn't really score much. Chelsea and Arsenal are the top 2. And then it's Newcastle, Wolves, Leeds... Bournemouth, Man City, Liverpool. Rock bottom is Sunderland, Palace, Brentford and Brighton. Yeah, Chelsea top for projected goals. Then it's Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, Newcastle and Man City. In terms of projected goals for players, Haaland's on 0.81. João Pedro second, 0.85. Gyökeres third, 0.53. Saka's down there, 0.43. But obviously he's got the... assist threat as well. There is a toggle actually on the site for assists as well when the odds are available. So actually Saka shoots right up with assists included. Level with Gyökeres basically, but Saka gets the extra point per goal, potential clean sheet points. So yeah, it is very close between those two, and I'm just not sold on making the switch this week. I said that all week in my content, and I'm sticking with that. Let's give it one more week, Gyökeres, and see what happens. Scored an absolutely quality brace in the Champions League as well. Simon says, hi Oscar, start Reinders or Paquetá or 5.7 million, 4.5. Probably... I'd say Paquetá. And I hate to say that because I'm about to buy Rodon, but he's got Leeds, he's on pens. And I think at some point Nuno's going to get them clicking. And hopefully not this week. Sorry to say, because I've got Rodon coming in my team shortly. But it could be this game week. It could be tonight. I'd say Paquetá. Baumihua says start Minte, Paquetá or Gudmundsson, Donnarumma or Dubravka. So Donnarumma over Dubravka. Minte, Paquetá or Gudmundsson. Or eliminate Gudmundsson. So Minte or Paquetá. This one's really close. Minte's got United away. Paquetá's got Leeds away. Probably go Minte because he's a winger. Yeah, I'd say Minte. Right, let's have a quick look if there's any news we've missed. Don't know why I did that. Didn't need to do the transition. Right, let's have a look. What's happening on Twitter? What's happening on Reddit? Saka, Gabriel and Rice. Oh, so yeah, it wasn't just Saka. Yeah, Gabriel and Rice not in the training photos as well. This is what I mean though, like Rice is not in them either. And if Rice was like an extremely popular pick, then people would be speculating on Rice, but yeah, it's very hard to read into that. Players have missed training many times over the years and then played. But there's also been, of course, occasions like Enzo last week, for example, where he didn't train and then didn't play. And in terms of Twitter, I just got another message from Tom. I know a lot of you are asking what Tom's done. I don't know what he's done, but he says, what I've done feels stupid, but there was too many options to weigh up. I'm not sure what he's done. Don't know. He said it feels stupid. I don't know what it could be. But anyway, for those that are joined and asking what I'm up to, it'll be Vardiol to Rodon, as I was saying earlier, and it'll be Reinders to Enzo. Ask him. Want me to ask what he's done? I've asked him. He might not see it though. He just said it feels like silly moves. Right, I'll keep going with the questions here. It was Joachim. He says start Vardy or Reinders or Sarr or bench boost with Gw9 and Petrovic on the bench. Okay, so you start. No, I don't think I'd bench boost that because I wouldn't start Sarr. So you got Sarr and Gw9 away at Arsenal. I just don't feel like that's a bench boostable bench. I would start Vardy. I think Vardy does start. So yeah, I am counting on Enzo showing up because I am selling Vardy, and I do think he probably starts. I just think Enzo's got the upside over Vardy, so that's why I'm looking to make that switch. Yeah, I'd start Vardy, and I wouldn't bench boost that. Oh, interesting. So he's gone. Tom's gone. Alderete. Oh, so he's gone Alderete to Rodon because he's got Alderete out concussed. So he's sold Alderete and he's gone and Die to Enzo. So he's keeping Reinders and he's keeping Stack in a nutshell. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so he's keeping Vardiol. Because, yeah, the problem he had Anderson out, he had Alderete out. And then he had Gabriel flagged, so he needed Vardiol to play. So, yeah, he's actually sold Alderete to Rodon. But lets him keep Vardiol. and then he sold and died instead. So yeah, for those asking, there you go. 47% use FPL in light mode, 53% dark mode. Boom. Right, captain poll. Is there even a point? Is anyone not captaining Haaland? So we'll put on it Haaland, Semenyo. Who else will we put on it? Bruno? Other? We'll go with that. So if you go other, then let us know who is your other. Mr. F says, hey Oscar, just getting home from work, bench boost or not? Pope, Gabriel, Timber, Van Dijk, Saka, Semenyo, Paqueta, Enzo, João Pedro, Haaland, Strand Larsen. So your benches, Dubravka, Reinders, Rodon and Mukiele. This one's so difficult to answer because it's just been breaking news that Saka and Gabriel both not pictured training. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if both start, that's the thing, but it's a little bit worrying. And obviously, we had heard about Gabriel, we've not heard anything on Saka, so it could have just been anything. Like, he could have had some appointment, he could have been on media duties, it can be anything. It's not necessarily anything to read into when they miss training. But yeah, Saka not spotted either. Could have just been given an extra rest day, for example. So, Dubravka, Reinders, Rodon and Mukiele. I think I would use it. Just got at the back of my head is what I said earlier. Like, you need everything to align for a bench boost. You need 15 out of 15 players all play them. I think the wheels can fall off so fast in FPL. Like I said this, I don't know, about half an hour ago, but to give the example again, there's people last week that had a perfectly good week, 15 out of 15 players, and then suddenly they've got Anderson out, they've got Alderete out, they've got Romero out. Like, this is Chris, for example, who's super chat earlier. He had those three, plus he has Gabriel. So he's got like 4 defenders flagged. So I think I would just get out of the way. It's the most overrated chip, in my opinion. It's such a swingy chip, and it's overrated. So I would get out of the way. Dubravka, Reinders and Rodon is nice. Mukiele's got Chelsea. I would go for it. Jagannath says, play Leeds defender or Munoz. Yeah, I'd go Leeds defender over Munoz this week. Just about, yeah. I mean, when you compare the clean sheet odds side by side, Leeds are 5th, like 38%, still not great, but they're up there. Palace 12%. So you're 3 times likelier, roughly, to get a clean sheet from a Leeds player. Obviously, Munoz has got the goal threat, but that makes sense to me. You would back Palace to concede. Leeds, you'd think they've got a good chance of it as well. They're likelier to concede than not to, according to those clean sheet odds. I think all teams are this week, but they're up there. Definitely overrated after my 8-point bench boost last week. Mate, honestly, like last season, I bench boosted in a double game week and I got 4 points from it. I bench boosted Burn, who scored an own goal. Like, yeah, it's an overrated chip. It can go perfectly if everything goes to plan and you get lucky. Like when I got rank 1 in FPL, whatever year that was, I bench boosted like Foster at Arsenal, and he saved a penalty. Just stuff like that was just really lucky in my favour. But it's like he could have conceded, and then it would have been a pretty like bang average bench boost. Steve says, thoughts on Timber for Anderson transfer? Yeah, I mean, if you can do Anderson to Timber, that's a hell of an upgrade. I would do that, Steve, yeah. I mean, it depends who you ask, but I think a lot of people would say Timber's the best defender right now in FPL. Treble, sorry, it took a while to get to it. He says, Reinders, Vardiel to Enzo and James on a free. Yeah, we're talking about James earlier. He started 5 out of 8, and he's got the worst injury record out of pretty much anyone right now. So I'm still not sold on James. He's got it in him to do what he did last week, 18-pointer, mega haul, but Yeah, not for me. I'd rather Chalobah if I was going for a Chelsea defender for about the same price, or Dan Burn. He's got good fixtures as well and better underlying numbers than Chelsea. But yeah, it's one of those. Like, he's not a bad pick, but I don't want someone that I'm not confident is going to start every game. Like 5 out of 8 over a season, that's pretty poor, isn't it? Someone might have to do the maths. What's 5 out of 8 over 38 game weeks? It's not great. I wouldn't trust it enough. Cracker Jack says, is it worth a bench boost with Dubravka, Richards, Senesi and Stack when Gabriel's a doubt? You've got Pope, Gabriel, Burn, Chalobah, Saka, Semenyo, Enzo, Sarr, Voltemada, Haaland and Bowen in the starting 11. Thanks for the £10, by the way. It's a very generous super chat, Jack. So it's Dubravka, Richards, Senesi and Stack. I would say, I'd be inclined to get out of the way, Jack. It's not bad. Senesi's got a nice fixture. Stack, like home to West Ham. It's one of the best fixtures, if not the best, right now, isn't it? And then Dubravka, like Wolves away. Wolves have been in pretty shocking form. Honestly, like, it's such an overrated ship as well. Like, you could end up getting 8 points, or maybe Dubravka keeps a clean sheet. Senesi hits Defcon clean sheet, and you end up on 15, and that would be a massive overperformance. It's a really overrated chip. I would get it out of the way rather than try and hope the stars align slightly better later. Derek says, hi Oscar, Elliot, Anderson or Reinders to Enzo? Anderson, I would say, is a more urgent replace. But it's a bit more nuanced than that, because I can sell Stack or Reinders for Enzo myself. But the difference is actually Anderson's similarly priced. The reason I'm selling Reinders over Stack is because in theory I shouldn't need to use Stack, and it frees up more money just in case I stick with the front three. Then I can use that 0.9 million, I think it is, I'll have to upgrade my defence. But in your case, they're similar price, so yeah, I'd go Anderson out regardless. Andre says, start Mukiele, Richards or Van der Ven. Van der Ven will have to have the best clean sheet odds, definitely. So Van der Ven. Yeah, I mean Mukiele and Richards, they're the bottom two this week. Sunderland 11%, Palace 12%, Spurs 23%. I mean, it's not great, but definitely Van der Ven. Oh, thank you as well, Jack, for becoming an FPL Focal supporter. Thank you very much for that. Welcome to all the new members. If you didn't know, by the way, in Discord, if you've got it, if you log into a YouTube account there, you instantly get access to the members channel there called The Lounge, where there's loads of members chatting every day. So yeah, fun fact if anyone didn't know about that, or if you want to become a member, it's the join button below. And you get like a badge by your name, early access to videos. Sonny says, hi Oscar, happy Friday. You too, Sonny. Love a Friday deadline. FPL's back, we've got another game week ahead of us. No more work for the weekend, unless you work on weekends. That's a stupid thing to say. No work for the weekends unless you work on weekends. True. Which 4.5 mil defender to buy? Keane. Who else? Trafford. Diakite. There's not many. Or you go down to Rodon, 4.1 mil. That's who I'm looking to buy. So that'll be my team after the transfer, and it'll be Stack on the bench, Anderson and Mukiele on the bench. You're 12k in the world, fair play. So 87% captain in Haaland, 7% Semenyo, 3% Bruno, 4% other. Oh yeah, I forgot. Should do a box opening. I've got a Halloween party next Friday. So I was gonna go as Steve Jobs and just like wear jeans and tuck a black jumper into it. Oh, these are awful. It doesn't even fit. Oh no, what have I done? I mean, they're only £4.99. Hello guys, FPL Raptor here. Welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be getting into my team selection. So without further ado, let's get into it. What's Harry's one? Gameweek 9, team selection and transfer plans. 2,000 likes is always the aim. I can't remember what Harry's intro is. FPL Potter. What are you planning to do? Vardiol to Rodon, Reinders to Enzo. I thought they wouldn't look so ridiculous on me, but oh well. They're not actual prescription anyway, so that's good. What do you mean, welcome back for another video? Welcome back for another video. Pad says Vardy out for Rodon or Keane. Enzo in for Reinders. 4-3 transfers of Mukiele, Anderson, Stack on the bench. I could go Stack up to Enzo, but I might want Saka. Yeah, no, exactly. That's where I'm at as well, Pad. Literally exact same thoughts as you. And that's why I'm looking at Rodon as well, though, because I actually can't afford it, potentially. Let me show you. So, if I do Vardiol to Rodon, Reinders to Enzo, I might want to do João Pedro to Mateta next week when Palace's fixtures turn. So, let's say I do that. I might also want to go Gyökeres to Saka. So, let's say I go Q and then Stack to Saka. That leaves me with 0.5 million in the bank. So let's say if I went Keane instead of Rodon. Can't quite see that, can you? 0.1 million. That's literally like, it's too risky. Like if Mateta scores against Arsenal, or I don't know, if João Pedro blanks against Sunderland, then I'm going to be priced out potentially, because I might not even buy Saka till Gameweek 11 or something. You're literally the chill dude of all FPL content creators. Thank you very much. Are we invited to the party, Oscar? Which party? What, tomorrow? Yeah, Harry and Ross are coming over tomorrow, so we'll try and do some kind of content together. Don't tell them I did an impression of them just now on my stream. So yeah, that's where I'm at, Pad. Just check if you go Keane, if you can still afford it all. Because I can't if I go Keane, and that's literally the only reason I'm going Rodon. Start Oscar or Tom? It's got to be Tom. Oh, the Halloween party, sorry. The thing is, it's next Friday, so I'm going to be streaming Saturday morning first thing for the deadline, so I'm probably going to be struggling that morning. I haven't been at a Halloween party the night before. So yeah, there is that as well. I could be a bit ropey. So I probably won't go too mad at the party. But yeah, I plan to be Steve Jobs there. Do you bet? No, I don't bet. I haven't bet since God knows how long. Uni? Long time ago. It was like Man United played Norwich, and I was like, oh, this would definitely win this. So I put like 50 quid, and like Norwich got a draw or beat them or something, and I was like, I swore to never do it again, and then I haven't since, like 10 plus years. Long term you never win, so it's a mugs game. Don't bother. FPL is like a fun way to bet for free when you think about it. You buy a player and you're betting on them doing something for you, and it's equally rewarding when it comes off. For me, anyway. Sorry, so AKRYP says start. How do I say it? A crip 123 says start Foden or Gu this week, or transfer Foden to King to buy Mateta next week. So it doesn't make sense to do Foden to King this week to tee up a move next week, because you could just not do anything, if that makes sense. So play Foden over Gw, yeah, definitely. Foden over Gw. I'm actually expecting Gw to probably start. Probably comes off early, but I wouldn't play him unless you're in a situation where it's like, do I start Gw or, you know, Mukiele or Gw or Richards? AJ says, Reinders or Longstaff, who will I start? I would say Reinders, which I hate to say. I'm about to sell him. I'd start Reinders over Longstaff. So what's your starting team? So it will be, as you see it here, except Vardy will be Rodon and Reinders will be Enzo. That'll be the starting 11. I'm never putting Gabriel on the bench. Yeah, he'll either start or not play at all. Like, I'd be extremely surprised if he was on the bench and came on. Reinders over Rodon as well. Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. Why are you selling João Pedro? I'm not this week, but I've had him. He just keeps blanking. Like, what's he on? Four blanks in a row. I think I bought him there as well. So like, I've literally dodged the points and then bought him for 4 blanks. So I'm literally playing anti-FPL with João Pedro right now. And I'm not saying I'm selling him now, but if he blanks against Sunderland and then he's got Spurs away, then I'm definitely looking at Mateta and making that switch, because Mateta's got, he'll have, that's it, that's the run there. Brentford, Brentford, Brighton, Wolves, Man United, Burnley, Fulham, Man City, Leeds, Tottenham. Like, it's a really nice run for Mateta from Gameweek 10. So there is that potential switch, because this week João Pedro's got the nice fixture, Mateta doesn't. Next week it flips the other way a little bit. But if João Pedro like smashes it against Sunderland, it's going to be quite hard to make that switch. But I might do it regardless, because Mateta's data has been ridiculous compared to Mateta's data has been ridiculous compared to João Pedro. So let's have a final look at the most transferred players. Voltamala, 940,000 transfers in. That's quite frightening. Who's bought Voltamala? Has anyone not got him? He's going to be actually quite highly owned, I think. Like, top 1 million effective ownership. Gabriel second. Whoa. That must have been largely before the presser. Haaland, Saka, Mateta. Look, almost another 500,000 have bought Haaland. Saka, Mateta, Gakpo, James. So who's the most sold? This is from not only FPL, this site. Salah's number 1. João Pedro second. Reinders, Gyökeres, Richarlison, Isaac, Van der Ven, Enzo. Wait, Enzo? Almost 200,000 have sold Enzo. What is going on? Before I forget, if anyone hasn't got the FPL Focal app, it's free. Link in the description. Loads of great free tools to help you do well this season. Search FPL Focal in the App Store. There's some of the stuff you get. Or you can go to fpl.page. And it looks like, sort of like that. These are all widgets. Enter your ID, boom. There's your live rank. Bonus points, defensive contributions. You can check that live during games, price changes. I know a lot of you check like bonus and DCs during games especially. Top 10k stats, team odds that we've been using in the streams, projected goals, player odds. Loads of FPL tools there to play around with. And it's got dark mode, yeah, British. Dark mode is in there. It's got everything. Pad Kelly says, you're the best. Thank you, Pad. Appreciate you, mate. Thank you very much for your support. Yeah, it's in the Play Store. It's in the iOS App Store. It's in all the stores. It's in the Windows Phone Store. Don't even know if that's still a thing. I used to have a Windows phone. I thought it was the future. Steve says, start Gw or Thiago. I would say Thiago over Gw. You got to play the minutes. What overall rank are you targeting for Gameweek 10? I don't really set rank targets every week, to be honest. I mean, if I get inside the top 500k this week, that would be a pretty stellar week. But slow and steady. It's a marathon, not a sprint. But yeah, last game week was an absolute dream week. 96. That was a big green arrow. Yeah, I mean, I'd be really happy with that. If I'm in top 500k, I'll be really happy with that. Turan says best 4.5 mil defenders to get. Keane, Diakite. I think Rodon's fine for 4.1. Yeah, there's not many options for 4.5. Like, Richards is great, but not this week. Why Rodon over Keane? It's so I can afford all the other potential moves. Like, I want to buy Saka, I want to buy Mateta, and I need to keep the money in the bank. Otherwise, I could price myself out of it. So that's literally the only reason. John says, I've got Gabriel, Anderson, Alderete and Richards, 2 free transfers. Should I do Anderson and Eze to Timber and Enzo? Anderson and Reinders to Rodon and Enzo, or roll? I like the first one more. So Anderson and Reinders, I think I like the first one more. You know, I'd completely forgotten. This week it's Eze against his old team, Palace. But is that a thing? Do players tend to do even better against their old teams or not? I think the first one's better. You're buying Timber and you're buying Enzo, like 2 top assets, and you could buy them both this week. I would do that. Also, Eze's been coming off early as well. Like, you'd want him to be a sort of 90-minute man, and he's not been. What moves are you making, if any? I'm going to do it very shortly. It's Vardiol to Rodon, and then it's Reinders to Enzo. So it'll be... I'll just get it teed up to do it in a minute, and then I'll post the team and so on as usual. So it'll be that. Luke says, Mark, you triple captain is a super left field play. I mean, I can't think of a better opportunity than Gw this week. You know what? Again, he's against his old team, but can you even call it that? Did he ever play for them? Yeah, he did. Did he? Sunderland legend, Mark Gw. I think he did play like one game, didn't he? Or did he not even play for them? I actually can't remember. How come you and Tom are basically doing the same subs every week? We're not, though. Someone else said that, but like we actually aren't. I mean, I bench boosted last week. He used it the week before that. And this week, he's doing something completely different. Fudgy says, Van der Ven to Chalobah or roll. Gabriel and Esteve. Alright, Teddy. Van der Ven to Chalobah or roll. Gabriel and Esteve. So those are your other 2 defenders. I like Chalobah though. Chalobah versus Burn is quite tricky though, because Newcastle's defence has been better. They've both got like equally good fixtures. Yeah, I like Chalobah. I mean, they've got the best clean sheet odds this week as well. Their fixture run's amazing. So yeah, I would. Are you married? I'm not married. Van der Ven to Chalobah. Chalobah versus Burn. I think I prefer Burn, but it's super close. Your FPL content's top tier, by the way. Thank you very much. Thanks for that. I would consider Burn, I think, over Chalobah. It's very close, but I think Burn. Marry me, Oscar. Alright, fine, Jago. Yeah, I would get rid of Van der Ven. I just don't like him as an FPL pick. He's bad for DCs. Their defence is okay, but not great. I think you can do better. Do you have a job other than this? I used to. I worked in IT for 7 years, and then I started this channel as a hobby, and then it, unexpectedly like picked up steam. I never thought anyone would care what I had to say or like anything I would say in a video or whatever. To be fair, my earliest videos were so bad and my streams and stuff. They're not much better, but yeah, from 5 years I've improved a bit, and yeah, ended up becoming my full-time job, which is pretty mad. Razan, thanks for the 33 months. Sorry it took a while to get to it. He says, hey Oscar, is it worth doing Kudus to Enzo and a free transfer? I would do it, Razan. I would say that's worth it. If I had, I mean, I was even considering Ndai to Enzo, and I think Ndai is slightly better than Kudus. Yeah, I would do that. EF says 3 free transfers. Is Caicedo to Reinders worth it? No, I'm not a fan of that. Is Reinders better than Caicedo? Arguably, that's a downgrade. Last season, without defensive contributions, that would be an upgrade. But this season, I'm not so sure. It's sideways. I wouldn't make that move. It's sideways. Right, let me make my transfers. So, Vardiel to Rodon, Reinders to Enzo. Confirm. Let's take a screenshot. Screenshot taken. And now let's post it. Game week 9. So it'd be Vardiel. I hope Vardiel still does well for those of you that still got him, but I just couldn't chance it with the flags, and I needed a way to get to Enzo, and I just thought this makes slightly more sense than selling and die. Vardiel to Rodon. Reinders to Enzo. Right, publish now. Done. Let us know if you've made a move. What move did you make? Can we get the clean? Why can we get the clean shields? What do you mean why? Do you mean where? You can get it on fpl.page/team-odds, or you can get it on the FPL Focal app. Those are 2 places. You're rolling to 4 free transfers. Pope to Raya. That's an interesting one. What team do you support? I'm Arsenal. That's my old team. That's my new team. What minute does Rodon disappoint me tonight, guys? Hopefully not tonight, but he's in. Up the Gooners. Matoma to Enzo. That's a nice move. Bench Munoz or Gabriel. Bench Munoz. Gabriel will start or not play at all, I think. So in those situations, you just play Gabriel and auto subs will kick in if need be. And Ndai Caicedo to start and die. Tarkowski or Reinders? Probably Tarkowski. Go for the Defcon. Start and die on Mateta. Start and die. Gu or Munoz, Vicario or Dubravka. That's tricky. Gu or Munoz. I'd probably take the chance in Gu starting in that one. Vicario or Dubravka. Probably Vicario. I think they probably both concede. Chazza, last minute change. Burn, James or Chalobah. Can't afford Cucurella for this week. Probably Burn. Long term, the fixtures are great. Second best team after Arsenal for expected goals conceded. I would say Burn. Start 1, Xhaka or Kudus? Kudus. Oh, missed a couple super chats. Apologies. Yes, I wouldn't do the Caicedo to Reinders. Jamie said, Xavi, Reinders, Munoz, De Gakpo, Enzo, Mukiele, -8. No, not for a -8. Can you not just do Xavi to Enzo? Just do that. Isn't Xavi more than Enzo? I thought Xavi was like 7 million. 6.9. Yeah, just do Xavi to Enzo. You don't need to take the -8. Munoz is unbelievable from Game Week 10. Reinders can wait as well if you want to sell him. Jack says your bench isn't in the right order and Gyökeres Vice. Why is it not in the right order? Oh no, just in case like Anderson does play. He's out, to be fair. It doesn't matter. But he won't auto sub on when he's injured. Mukiele would come on. What's the captaincy widget saying on the app? Let's have a look. 4 5 stars. Bruno, Salah, Saka, Haaland, Semenyo. So maybe Bruno Vice. Alright, I'll go with that. Yeah, I think I'll leave it. I'm leaving it on Gyökeres. I'm fine with that. Just put Mukiele second. Yeah, but what if Anderson... What if Marcus Silva's lied to us all? And Anderson plays. Then he's going to have better clean sheet odds. Not by much, but it could be like 5-10%. So moves made. It was Vardyl to Rodon and it was Reinders to Enzo for me. Why not first then? Because Stack is better. If I want someone to come on at all, it'd be Stack. I think that makes sense what I've done there. Why Rodon? He's got an okay fixture this week, but I needed to free up the money somehow for Enzo. So Rodon came in. I might end up going João Pedro to Mateta in Game Week 10. I may or may not also want to go Gyökeres to Saka, but to do that, I need more money, which I wouldn't have had if I went for anyone more expensive than Rodon. So let's say I do that. João Pedro to Mateta for Palace's fixture run from Game Week 10. And maybe I want to go Gyökeres to Gw, Stack to Saka. That leaves me with 0.5 million. Now, if I'd gone for a 4.5 mil defender over Rodon, then I've got 0.1 mil wiggle room. That was the reason, just for the flexibility. Because imagine if I price myself out of that, then where am I going to go? I'd have to spend an extra transfer to sell and die or sell Anderson or something that I may or may not want to do. So just keeping myself flexible. Rodon or Estev? Rodon, Maniwad. Best Newcastle defender for Anderson or bench boost this week? From Richard. Sorry, Richard. Best Newcastle defender for Anderson. Burn. Yeah, burn Richard. Burn Richard? Sounds like I'm threatening him. Luke says, Anderson to Keane or Estev. Keane means João Pedro to Mateta -4. Go for Rodon or Gummerson. I'd try to avoid the -4 if you can, Luke. Poor Richard. Yeah, I would, yeah. I hope that helps. Whew, we made it. We have, how long? 20 seconds till the deadline. Time is up, says Joe. Pens down. Will Tosin start for Chelsea? Any leaks? No, we're not going to get leaks for a game tomorrow. It's just not going to happen. I mean, Chelsea we don't really get leaks for anyway, let alone the day before. Dan James starts for Leeds. Is that a leak for tonight? No Stack. What? Oh my god, that's the deadline. Have I just seen that? I don't know if he's reliable. He's in my leaks list, but I don't know who he is. I think that bench still makes the sense, even with Stack not starting. Maybe I would have put Mukiele ahead of Stack. Might be no stack tonight. I'm not starting. Well, hopefully no auto subs needed. We'll have to see if that's reliable. I didn't even think about Leeds leaks. Another great stream. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. As always, a stressful end to it. I thought we'd escaped a stressful stream, but always the last few minutes there. Let's see. Is there anyone to raid? Not sure. Let's have a look. We'll have a quick look. Of course, we'll have a look. Live. Before you go, those of you disappearing straight away, don't forget to hit subscribe below if you've enjoyed the stream. It's completely free. Football. FPL Rhyme.
But yeah, I'm like 90% sure I'm gonna be back, but I need to go eat food quick though. If I'm gonna
Oh, you know, he's off. We'll call it there. He's gone to eat food or something, he said. So we'll leave it there. Thank you, everyone, as always. I hope you smash it this game week. I'll be back. I think I'm going to do a video Sunday morning with Harry and Ross. And that'll be a bit different to the usual. So we'll try and get that done. Yeah, thank you, as always, for tuning in, guys. Good luck this game week. That is it from me. Focal out.